Yeah, the recording has started. So I'll just delete whatever code we had written previously. So yesterday we just covered everything related to displaying text in your HTML file, in your HTML website. So today we will be covering how to create tables, how to add a link to your web page, and of course the doubts which people have, we will cover them as well. So if we complete these two things quickly, then I'll move on with how to add images on your website, then how to add a button to your web page, and we will go ahead with the class. So the first thing we will do is how to add a table for your HTML file, for your HTML document. If I just refresh this browser, so you see there's nothing over here except the title and the icon. And I want to add a table on my HTML web page. So what will I do? First thing, I will open this bracket and I'll write table. Okay, it automatically closes itself once I open the table tag. And over here, what I have to do is I have to write table and then border equal to the size of the border you want to assign the table. The size can be anything. It is up to you to assign the size. So if I just add 1, so the size will be 1. It will be in pixels. You can write pixels. If you write um, inches, so it will be in inches. So it's advisable to just leave it as 1 and not add a particular um, extension or a particular value of your number over here. So if you just write table and then you assign the thickness of your border equal to 1, it should be good enough. So if I just save this much and I refresh over here, so you can see this very small dot because there's nothing in our table over here. We haven't added any sort of content in our table. So what will we do? So if I just type anything over here and I just save it, so it won't come inside my table. You see this dot over here, it's below my input which I have written over here. So what will I do in order to add something in my table? So we will open a tag known as TR. TR stands for table row. So you all can repeat after me. TR stands for table row. So if I open a table row, I have to add table data inside my table. So I can't just leave it like this and then just type anything over here and I just refresh. So it won't show the text inside my table because I haven't added this tag known as table data. How when we did the listing, we had a particular tag open for the name and the type of the list. Like I wanted an ordered list. So I typed OL. And then in order to add things in the list, I had to type LI, that stands for list information. Similarly, in table, we have something known as TD, which stands for table data. So this data can be anything. It can be a name, and you can add one more table data inside your table. And for that, again, you have to open and close TD, and then I'll write place. Then I'll open another table data tag. I'll write animal, and over here I'll write thing. So what will happen when I refresh this browser? You will see that my table is being made in my web page, in my browser. So this entire thing is one particular row. You see this name is in one column, place is in a particular column, animal is in a particular column, but all of them, they are in the same row and in different columns. So TR stands for the table row. I want another row, so I will write TR again. I'll close the TR tag, Then I'll again add this TD, which stands for table data. So if I want to add a name, that is Amir, and I save it and I refresh my browser, so it will add Amir below name. What if I would add a name of an animal instead of the name? So I would write horse and I refresh it. So under name, the content which we had to display is the name of an animal, not a name of a person. So you have to enter the data in the same particular order in which you made your table, first row of your table. So if I add over here Amir, and then in the next thing I add another table data known as, it's like Mumbai, and then I add a name of an animal, that is horse, and then thing can be a pen, and I save it. So you see everything is coming under the assigned value which I had added in the top column. So I have to keep it in the same order in order to make them come under the particular table column. So if I want the names to be in the first column, so I have to mention the name first. Like I cannot go and write all the names in one table row. Like I add Amir, I add Ali, I add Zach, I add some name like John, and I save it. So what is happening? All the names are coming under place and then animal and things. So in order for me to have the content in the particular order, so you have to follow the way you had added in the table head. So if you want to differentiate between the first thing and the last thing, like you said, you want the table content, the heading, to be a bit bolder, and the table listing should be a bit average and shouldn't be that prominent. So what we do is, instead of writing TD, we write TH, which stands for table head and not table data. If I write TH over here and I just save it, so you can see this name thing is a bit bolder, and this place is not that bold, animal is not that bold, and this thing is also not that bold. So in order for you to add a head table heading, so you can just write th instead of td. Instead of td, I'll write th everywhere, and if I just refresh it, so you can see there's a difference between the table's headings and the content of the table inside it. So in order for you to differentiate between the content and the headings, you can do this. So I want to add another table row over here. So I'll open another table row, that is tr, and I have to close it. Make sure you close it, otherwise your content might be displayed, but it won't be in the correct order. I write td, that is table data, and over here I'll write another name. And I save it. So if I just refresh it, you see that this place becomes empty, and this name Ali comes under Amir. Like I can continue doing that n number of times, and I open another table row, then I add table data, and instead of adding Zach in this place, I write Zach over here. I just save it. So you see this particular area is having nothing over here, and still it's showing a box because I have added this TD over here. If I just remove it and I save it, so you see this box went away. Why? Because I have added the table data John after Amir and not kept space for the animal and things. So whenever a person makes a table, you have to enter the table data according to the table heading you had created for your table. So if I create another table row, I add table data to it, I save it. You see all the names are in the particular column under the heading name, and not, it's not under the place, it's not under animal nor under thing. So if I just remove this td from here, you can see this box which is being displayed over here, that also disappears. So according to the table heading, I'm adding my table data. So in the second thing, again, I'll add td, which stands for table data. I'll add a place, Mumbai. Then I'll add a place over here, that is Bandra. Then over here I'll write Mahim. And if I save it, you see all the places are coming under this heading place and not under animal nor under the thing. So you have to be careful while you are updating your table. Like this is just some basic thing. If I create, suppose instead of this name and place, I add a phone number section, and over here I add email, and over here I write address. Okay, and if I save it and I refresh it, so if I don't add the data according to the table heading, so the person viewing your website will get confused. He'll be like, okay, what is this? All the names are coming under phone numbers also and under email addresses also. So you have to be careful while updating your tables. So TR stands for table row, TD stands for table data, and TH stands for your table heading. So if I just remove this first thing which I added over here and I just save my document, you'll see my table won't be in a table format. All the data over here will be in just a straight line. So even if I remove this TR, it won't matter. Everything will be in a straight line because it's not in the table tag. It's not under the table tag. If I just refresh it, and you can see everything comes in the table format. So what if I increase this from 1 to 5? So what will happen? Just the thickness of your table border will increase. You can see over here, it has become even more thicker. If I hit over here and I just save it, I go and refresh it. So you see this table border, it's becoming thicker and thicker. So did you all understand this part, or you all want an explanation again for this table section?
Got it.
Okay, so if you have to add a table in your HTML document, you have to open this tag table. So even if you don't keep a border over here, that's not an issue. It will be in a table format. Just the borders won't be there. You see over here, the borders are not there. You cannot see the borders. Okay. So many websites, they don't use this table tag to display a table. They use grids, and grids is a part of styling. It comes under the CSS section, which we will cover in the coming tutorials. So if I don't add this thickness of the border, like if I don't write border equal to something, like if I keep it as 2, so it will display a particular thickness of border. So if you are adding a table on your HTML website, make sure you give a value to the border. if you haven't assigned a value, so there won't be any border seen. Like it will be in a table format, and
Okay, Amir,
yes,
you showed us right now about the tables. So is there anything
like
like lines like this?
so in the table thing, there are lines, right? Like if I just add the border, you just want you don't want the outer border, you just want the lines,
Yes, yes.
straight lines.
No, no, the inner tables. If we don't want the inner tables, just the lines.
Oh, okay, okay. I got it. No, you cannot. What you can do is you can just um, I don't know if it works, but no, you cannot get rid of these lines. So what people do, they instead of writing everything in the table row, they just add text, and I'll just show you. What you can do is you can add your content in a p tag. Okay, you open a paragraph tag and you write your content over here. Okay, this, then I write over here and I just copy paste everything and I save it. So you see everything is in this particular format, but you want everything in one line, right? And
Yes.
they all have a border for next to each other.
Uh-huh.
So what you can do is you can type over here. You can open a section over here, actually a division, and you add all of them in a division. And then you have to add CSS over here. So you can I don't know how to go about it. So when we start the CSS portion, I'll show you how to do it in a simpler way. So this will be a bit complicated. Why? Because here you will have to add a grid. So here, if I have to just open the style tag over here, okay, style tag, and then I have to write over here, I have to give this division a class, and we can give this class any name like Amir, okay, and then I have to style this particular division, and over here I have to write, I have to open this curly bracket, and then I have to write border, only border, okay, border equal to, and then the value like 1 pixel, and I save it, and it will have one border. So you want everything to be next to each other, right?
Yeah, see like this. Like this. Like this I was talking.
Oh, in this manner, like
Yes, yes.
over here will be the table headings, and here will be the
Uh,
table data.
yeah. But
Okay, okay, that way,
what
yes.
you showed earlier was for everything there was a table,
Table
right?
heading. So you want the
Uh-huh.
table headings in
No,
a
no, no,
straight
no,
line.
no. What you showed earlier was there was small tables, right?
Yes, yes.
So I don't want the tables. If someone needs the line directly,
You don't
like
want the
this.
lines inside.
Right.
So, but for each box, there will be a line. What you can
Acha,
do
acha.
is, if I just write my code again. Okay. So here, what you do, if I just save it, you don't want the border outside this Amir thing, right?
Yes, right.
So what I'll do, I'll go over here in TD, I'll open this style thing, and then I'll write border, then this border equal to this 0. Yes, and then I save it. Then it won't show a border for Amir. Like this you wanted, right? Yes.
Hold on, I cannot see. Hold on.
You want it like this.
Yes, but I don't want like if I don't want that small boxes.
Okay, you just
What
want to
I want
eliminate
in
the
the line.
borders in the boxes, right?
Or you do one thing. I mean, you teach. I'll ask you personally. Is it fine?
Yes, yes, that's fine. If I just go
Yeah.
ahead and I add this particular, and I save it and I just refresh it. So you see the borders for this also went. So you want it just plain, and you don't want the borders at all, right?
No, no, no.
Or you
You
want
didn't
the
get
borders
me.
at the right side over here, like this, straight.
No, 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 no. Just remove all the boxes inside.
All the boxes.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'll do that. I save it. I refresh it. So all the
Yeah.
boxes have gone.
Now, what I'm saying,
Yes.
like this, only lines.
Okay, okay, okay. So instead of over here, border, after you write this border equal to 0, you have to add this colon, semicolon, and then you have to write border left, or no, actually border right, and then you have to write 1 pixel. And if I just save it and refresh it, I don't know, it's not working. I'll find out how to get it done. So I will update you with your doubt. So you just want straight lines and no
Yeah,
borders.
I mean, I'll ask you that personally.
Okay, okay, no problem.
Yeah, you resume with the class. I'll ask you personally. Okay.
Okay, yes. So if you want to get rid of the borders, you have to just write border equal to 0, and instead of that, you can just give this entire table the 0 border, so you won't have any borders. And then you can open a division over here, and you can style the division and add a border. If I just close this division over here, so I think it should show the 2 pixel thing, but never mind. So I hope you all understood the difference between table heading and table data. So table heading is mostly for the heading of your table. So it's not necessary your table heading should be in this straight line only. It can be like this as well. If I add over here th and I save this, so you see Amir is also become bold. So if you want the table headings like this in the straight line and not in this particular format, so you can write the table heading according to your need. So if I just go ahead and I change all this to TH instead of TD, I save it. So you see, you can make this particular line as well as your table heading. So it's all according to your need and all according to your ways you can update your table as per your
Trisha's
requirement.
BTS craze. Oh yeah, I'll make one new thing, and I'll put that small. You want that teddy bear? I'll put that Aikido over there.
So after this table thing, what you can do is you can give more space to this particular column of your choice. Like we'll go ahead and we'll make a new table only. I just backspace it. So I think y'all have understood how to create a table. So first step is you have to just write table. Then you have to give a particular value of your border, that is border equal to 2. Then you have to write open a table row. You have to close it, and then I'll open it multiple times. And then we'll add table data to it. Just give me a minute. And if I write anything over here, okay, I just copy this and paste it over here. So you can see all of them have a particular a particular box assigned to each other. So suppose if I want to give this box a bigger space, a larger space, so what I can do is I can do that using a thing known as call span or row span. So call span, what will happen if I give a right call span over here? So it will give 2 columns. So this is one entire column, this is the second column, this is the third column, the fourth column, and these are the rows. So if I give the call span command over here, so what will happen is you have to just go in this TD in the first. If I just write over here call span equal to 2, and if I save this and I refresh this, so you see this particular column has got the space of 2 columns and not 1. So if I wanted to give this the space of 2 rows, the second one over here, I'll write, instead of call span, I'll write row span equal to 2. And if I save this, row span, so this is occupying 2 rows instead of 1 row. Can you see it?
Yes, sir.
I think I should give this another name. And if I 2, 5, and I save this, you see it's occupying 2 rows instead of 1 row. See, it's taking the space of 5 rows, 1, 2, 3, and this thing, it's come over here because we have taken the space of 2 columns. So it's occupying the space of 5 rows, this Amir Zakaria box is occupying the space of 5 rows instead of 1. So suppose if I want to give this one also call span, and I write 3 and I just save this. So you see it's occupying 3 spaces instead of 1. So you can customize the size of your box. It's not necessary it has to be this much only. You can give it more as well. So it is done using this row span and call span attribute. So did you all understand this call span and row span thing? If anyone didn't follow it, can just ask.
Got it, got it.
Okay. So suppose if you want to give this particular box more than one column space, so you just have to go in the table data, not over here, not in the table row, and write call span. Like if I just try typing it also, the text editor won't give me that option of typing it. So you have to go in the table data, not in the table row. So if you go in table row and type it, so the function won't work. You have to go in the table data and then you have to type call span if you want to give that particular box more than one column space. So the tables part is completed. So if anyone has a doubt with tables, then go ahead asking his or her doubt. So shall I move ahead or you all want a revision of these tables? Okay, I'll go ahead. Yes. So these tables are not used widely in displaying content. We use grids and flex boxes. So we can give, okay, someone wants a revision. So I'll just revise it quickly. So you just have, first thing you have to do is just open the table tag. Okay, once you open the table tag, you have to write table row, because you want to add a table row. If I just save this much and I refresh my browser, you see there's nothing over here, and you have to write table row over here. And once you open the table row tag, you have to close this table row tag, and then in order to add content in your table row, you have to add this tag known as TD, which stands for table data. I'll write Amir over here. I'll just refresh it. You see Amir is being displayed, but why isn't the borders being shown? Can anyone answer this question? It's very simple, like anyone can just see my code and
Border tag is not written.
yes, I haven't written and assigned a border value. So if I just assign it, so you can see there is a border given to my table. Suppose if I want this particular box to occupy more than one row, so what I will do, I'll just write row span equal to, then the number of rows it has to, well, I'll write 3 over here. I'll go ahead and I'll refresh it. So it's occupying the space of 3 rows. And the table is being, the other data is being jumped next to it. So if I want to occupy more columns, so I'll write call span. And I'll put this value as 3 again. And you can see it's occupying with more space. I'll give it a higher number, like I'll give 8, so you can see it better. If I add more table data, so you will see the difference. So you see this particular column is occupying more column space compared to the other columns. So if you want to give it a larger column, you have to write call span. If you want to give it a longer row, you have to write row span. And if you don't add this border value, so this table won't have a border. You have to give it a particular value. By default, it is 1 if you just write this border. Okay, if you just write border and not that equal to thing, it will just give it a default value that is 1. And if I want to customize the border, if I want to give it a thicker border, I'll write equal to and then the value of the border. So it's giving a thick border to my HTML document. So now everyone knows that when once you open any web page, you see there are many links over here. And you all can see the screen.
Yes.
Yes, okay. So if you want to add a link to your HTML document, so what you can do is you can add it using a tag known as A. Okay, A, and then href stands for where you want to send your user to. If I just save this much, I just refresh it, you see there's nothing displayed over here. If I want to send that person to google.com, so what I'll do, I'll copy the entire URL of google.com, which includes the protocol, that is HTTPS. If you don't write HTTPS and this www and you just write this google.com, and you can write name for your link like Google search engine. Okay, if I go ahead in my browser, I refresh it, you see over here it's displaying a link format and not the plain text. If I just open a paragraph over here and I type something over here, I save it, I refresh it, you see the difference between the two. This is having an underline, and once you hover it, you see this, it shows that you can click on a link, and once you click it, it's showing that looks like this page has been deleted or moved. Why? Because I haven't added this protocol of my website, that is https:// and refresh my HTML document. And now if I click on this, you see I'm being redirected to google.com, and it's not showing any sort of errors. Why? Because I have added the proper URL for my website over here. Suppose if you want that person to go to youtube.com, so again you have to write protocol, that is https then 2// then if you just write YouTube, so what will happen is that the person will again reach to an error, which it will show that oops, looks like this page has been moved or there's a typo in the link. You can go ahead and check that. So you have to add the domain, that is .com. Again, it won't move. I mean, it won't show. Why? Because the subdomain is not there, that is www.youtube.com. so you have to enter the entire, if I just go, you have to enter the entire link. So how you get the entire link is you can just go ahead and type YouTube over here, and you can copy the entire link, Control C, and you can paste it over here in your href. Href stands for where you want to send the user to. How in when we linked an icon, we wrote over here href. So similarly, when you want to link, you want to add a link to your website, so you have to write href and the entire link with the protocol, with the subdomain, the main domain, everything. Suppose if I wanted him to go to a particular video on youtube.com, so what I'll do, I'll click that video, I'll copy the URL from my browser. So, like you can see over here, there is this video for web development full stack. So what I'll do, I'll click on that video, I'll copy the entire URL and I will paste it in this href. I'll just click Control V, Control S, and if I go back to my web page and I click over here, so I'll be redirected to this particular video or as this particular content of the website. So make sure you have the protocol, the subdomain, and the main domain along with the extensions and where you want the person to get redirected. And what I have written between this A tag is the name of the link. Like when we go over here on Facebook, or if I just go on Instagram.com, and you see over here that a particular name is assigned to this link. You see the sign up thing. If I just hover on this sign up thing, so this name can be written in between the opening and closing of this tag. If I write sign up over here and I go on this web page, you can see the name of my link is sign up and not Google. So I can write any link over here, not necessary the name of the link should be the same where the person is getting redirected. Okay, I write sign up over here and I'm sending that person to google.com. So it's not an issue. It all depends on your choice of the link. So if you want the person to know where he's getting redirected, you can give a name to your link. So the name of my link over here is this S some gibberish over here. So once the person clicks on it, he gets redirected. Now, if you're making a big website and you want to add links in your own website, like if I go ahead, I backspace this and I save this, I just refresh it. You see there's no link over here because why? I haven't given a name to the links. So I'll write home, then about us, then contact, then I'll write over here, email, phone number, and over here I'll write something like login, and I just save this part. You see all the links are being displayed like it's shown in a navigation bar usually when you go on websites. So whatever name you want to give to your link, it all depends on you. So you can redirect the person to wherever he or she wants. So what if you want to create another web page and link it to your previous page? Like if I have made this home page over here and I just click Control N, I save this page as my about us.html. I want the person to reach to this particular page instead of google.com. Okay, as I'll open a h1 tag over here and I'll write here page 2. Okay, and if I just open this link in my browser, so you see this is displaying page 2, but I want this person to reach to this page 2 through my page 1. Like once he clicks about us over here, I want this person to come to this page and not google.com, not facebook.com. So what will I do over here? I'll go to my main document, and in this href place, I will write the name of my document about us with the extension .html, and I go ahead and I save it, refresh it. Once I click this link, so I'm reaching out to my second page. So if I had made this file in another folder, like if I just remove it from here, I just Control X and I paste it over here, and it's no longer in the same folder. And then again go in my browser and I click about us. So what is happening? It's showing that your file cannot be accessed, it's not found, or some sort of error it will show. Why? Because it's not in the same folder. Remember, whenever a person is creating a website, all the document he or she has to show in his website should be in the same folder. If I just go ahead and I add this back to my folder and I open my browser again and I refresh this, so it's showing page 2. So if you want to link a page which is there within your document, so in the href portion, you just have to write the name of the entire file with the extension that is .html. Are you understanding? So, oh yeah, I just renamed my file. Let's save it. So if I refresh it, so this will show your file can't be accessed, because if I go in the C drive in the users, so there's no file name as about us.html. There, I have renamed it to about.html. So you can just make that change if you want. So you can add links to your own web pages which have to be in the same folder. The file has to be in the same folder. If it's in a different folder, so it won't be accessible to your browser. Your browser won't understand, because your browser, if you just expand this, so it is taking a file from your C drive, from users, then Lenovo, desktop, then web development folder, and then it's going to about us.html. If I had just added this about us.html on my desktop, okay, if I just go ahead over here, I just take this file and I move it to the desktop and I go in my browser and I hit enter. You see I'm coming on this page. If I go in Amir folder or else the web development folder which we were in before, see web development, and I type over here and I open it. So it will show that there's no such file in this web development folder. So therefore I'm unable to show you that file. Your browser doesn't know where this file is stored. So you have to give the correct path of your second document. Are you all understanding? If you don't write the extension, or if you don't write the correct path of your website, it should be in the same folder. If at all, if it's not in the same folder, what you can do is you can just add a dot and a slash. And if you just save it, and I go in my website again, that is amir.html, right? And I click over here, about us. It's not showing. Why? Because this particular file is not in the same folder. If I just go ahead and I add this file back to my folder and I go in my browser, and I refresh it, you see I'm accessing my second page. So you can create another document known as home.html for your main page. So if I save this document as home.html, and it should be in the same folder again, and I write over here home.html, and in this home folder, in this home file, I'll write some content over here. In the p tag, I will, and I save it. And if I go in my main file and I click home over here, yes, I didn't save this, so therefore I didn't get redirected. I refresh it, I click home over here, so I'm coming to my home page. So you can add multiple pages in your same website. And suppose if you add a particular name of your file without the extension, or if you add a incorrect name, so, and if I just save this, click this contact thing, so it will give you an error like your file couldn't be accessed, or it must have been moved, or it is having some other permissions which need to be configured and stuff like that. So make sure you have written the proper name of your file with the correct extension, and both the files or all the files have to be in the same folder, whether it is your video, whether it is your image, or whether it's another HTML document itself, which you want to display to the user. So the main criteria, it should be in the same folder, having a proper extension and the file name. So if you all haven't understood this linking part, so you all can go ahead with your question. Is there anyone who didn't understand this A tag? They can go ahead with your question.
If possible, can we get 2 minutes to try it out, please?
Yes, you all can try it out. That will be good.
Thank you.
So anyone wants to access any file, they can access it from their browser itself. Like if I have a file which is saved in extension .txt, so I'll write new text document and I write the name of the document as Zach, and I go in my browser, and instead of it showing about.html, I just type Zach.txt. You see Zach.txt is accessible through your browser, so you can access all your files using your browser. If I just add some content in my file and I save it, I go in my browser, I refresh it, you see all the content can be seen. So your browser has access to each and every file you have on your machine, on your desktop or on your laptop. Even same applies to your phones. Your phone browser also has access to each and every file which is present in your phone. So it is advisable to use a secure browser like Chrome browser. It doesn't share data to any third parties except for their own company, Google. So they use your data and then they provide you ads and all that. So it's better if you encrypt your information and keep on your desktop. So everyone just try out this linking part of what we just did. If you all want, I can just write the code again over here in my text editor. So I can just copy it. The first thing you have to do is just open a tag. You have to close it, and in the href you have to write the URL or else the name of the file. Like my file which I want the person to get redirected is home.html, and I just save it. If I don't add a name, so what will happen? Your link won't be shown. And if I just go ahead and write home over here, within the tag you have to write the name of your link. So you can see over here the link is home.
Amin, how did you add another file in the Sublime
You just
text
have
editor?
to click Control N.
Control N, okay.
And it will display an untitled document. You have to then click Control S to save it. You can save it in any format you want. It's preferred if you are making a website, it should be in .html. Is everyone trying this out, or is anyone facing any issue while trying it out? You can just raise the question.
Amir,
Yes.
when I gave a link to the video, it is not displaying. What could be the reason?
Which link to which video?
One video to my that about now home I have done
Yes.
about us. So there I have given one video link, which is not coming on.
Can you just share your screen so I
Okay.
can view your code?
So you have to. I'm unable to.
Share it.
Yeah, because host disabled participating participant screen sharing.
Okay, just a second. Hmm. I'll stop my sharing. Now try sharing.
No.
Sir, you have to click on the advanced options and then there's an option of all participants.
Yeah, I just did that. So I hope you all can share it right now.
Yes, yes. Can you see now?
No, not yet.
Or maybe 1 minute. Ah, yes, I think. Can you?
Yes, now I can see. So you haven't added the link in the href thing. Like, see how you have added the logo file in href equal to then double quotes and then the name of your file within the double quotes. So you have to keep it in the double quotes. See the href thing, you have opened it, but you haven't added the link within the href.
Okay.
Can you just cut this part? Yes, Control X.
Now it's okay.
The double quotes, it should be within the double quotes.
Okay.
Yes, and just close the double quote and save
Fine.
it.
Yes.
And then just go in your browser and refresh. And once you click about us, so you should be redirected to the video.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Is anyone else having the same problem? Or else if anyone else is having any issue while linking their own HTML document or their own links or something like that. Have you all practiced how to add the link?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So I'll just share my text editor. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
The browser as well?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So if at all you don't want this underline over here, okay, if you don't want this underline thing, like you can see if I just go over here, the home thing has an underline over here. So what I can do within the A tag, I'll just open a style attribute over here, style, and then over here I will write a small query that is text decoration equal to none. If I just save it, I refresh it, you see this underline is gone. So you all understood how I did this? You just have to write this. You have to open a style attribute over here. Then you have to write text decoration and then none. So if I would write over here overline or else overline, yes. And if I just save it, so you see the line has come on instead of being on the bottom. So you can just remove that underline using text decoration equal to none, and then you can just click it, so you are being redirected easily. So if I have all these links in my HTML document, I just go ahead and I save it. You see all of this home links, they are coming in one line. I want all of them on a different line. So what shall I do? Can anyone answer this question? We had used a very small tag to break the continuity of the
BR.
line. Yes, the BR tag. If I use the BR tag, I can separate them from the same line. Let's just go ahead and I refresh. So it's come down. So you can use the BR tag to separate the lines. This BR tag is used in H1 tags. It is used in paragraph tags. It will be used in other places as well. It's a very small tag. You don't have to close this BR tag. Once you open it, you just have to leave it that way. So I think so that should be all for today. If you all have any doubts for today, you can go ahead with your doubt. I think so someone had a problem installing the text editor. So that person can just share their screen so I can guide that person through the process. Or else if anyone has a doubt of how to make a table or how to add links on your HTML document, you can raise your doubt.
Amir,
Yes.
yesterday after the session, you sent one revision chart.
Yeah.
So could you please send it today for this one?
Yes, I'll do that.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
You're most welcome. So today we just covered how to create tables and how to add a link on your HTML document. And tomorrow we will go ahead with the class and I'll show you all how to add input fields. Do you all want to start the styling section, or you all want to first complete the front end part only? Like how to change colors of your text and how to change font size and all that. You all want that to be done tomorrow, or you all want to go ahead with displaying content on your HTML document?
You decide, Amir, because you know better.
Okay. Is anyone having any problem in their text editor installation? They can just share their screen so I can guide that person through the process. We have like 8 more minutes for class to end. So if anyone has a problem still, that's not an issue. If anyone is still facing such a problem, you can just ask me. I can help you out through the process.
Amir,
Yes.
when we download this icon, it should be a JPG or any icon can be download.
Any icon can be downloaded. It can be in PNG format, SVG format, or else JPEG format. It's not an issue.
There are some ORG, those also could be downloaded.
Some
ORG.
ORG extensions.
Yes, .org.
No, I don't think so. Any image has an ORG extension.
I just checked it. I was going on Jesus's image. So where icon. So there I got ORG.
ORG.
Just a minute.
Yes. You can share your screen. So I can check.
Can I share now?
Yes, yes, you can share your screen.
Okay. Can you see now?
Yes, yes, I can see the screen.
Yeah, see, there are fifth picture there.
The fifth picture. Yes. So it is the link of the website. If you just click on it, so you will be redirected to the website. If you right click on the icon or that image, so you
Yeah.
can download it. Just right click and then save as. Yes, save as option is there. Then you have to save it in that particular folder. That is desktop. You go to desktop and choose the folder. Yes, and just rename your file. Yeah, just rename it to something easy. But usually what people do is they don't have such big icons.
Okay.
You can just add a cross as the icon, because this entire icon won't be displayed even if you link it. So this since it is a big image, it won't be displayed well.
Okay.
So you can just save it and you can try linking it, so you'll understand the clarity is not that well.
Okay.
I don't know, the extension is something else for your image.
Yeah, HTML is giving.
Oh. Yeah, I think so. You saved the entire web page and not the icon. You just go again and right click on that particular image. Yes, save image as. Yes, now it will save the image. Yes,
I have to go first to the folder, no?
yes, there's desktop folder. Yeah, and you can save.
Now this, okay, I'll change the.
Yeah, you can give any name. You can keep it as download as well. That's not an issue, but it's advisable to give it a simpler name. Now you don't need to add the extension.
No?
It saves the extension automatically. Yeah, if you just write Arjun also, it will save the extension automatically. Just click save.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, and you can link it, but the icon should be small. Like you can just select a cross or else another sort of icon for your website, because this image is quite big, so it will be displayed, but it won't be that clear.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Anyone else has a doubt, they can raise that question before we end the class today. So looks like no one else has a doubt. So